Alrighty, welcome to the first airing, or airing? Is that
airing works.
Yeah, this is the first airing of the Bubba Project. I am your host, Bubba, and I have with me my lovely co-host, Cassie.
Hi, guys.
Yeah, so let me tell you a little bit about myself. Right now, what's going on with my life, I'm going to be having kids soon, and I'm a functional member of society, I like to think. One of my favorite things to do is ride my Harley, and I'm also getting married this upcoming year. So that's a couple fun facts about me. You got a couple for you, Cassie?
Yes. Like you said, my name is Cassie. I'm 24. I grew up in San Diego. Love the outdoors, not necessarily the sun part. I prefer when it's cold, so it's not the best thing that I live in San Diego, but yeah. I have a 6-year-old son. His name is Noah. It's about me.
All right, cool. Well, just to spice things up a little bit, do you, for our listeners, do you have a weird fact about yourself?
I do. I think it was till I was about teenage years. I was always scared to go into Mexico because the few times I went there with my family when I was very young, my mother would tell me that you better stay next to me and you better not walk away because I can sell you guys for a lot. Mexicans pay high money for blonde hair, blue-eyed babies.
And you believed your mom?
I did. I was really scared.
That's horrible.
I have light eyes and I had light hair when I was younger, and I was very scared that I was going to get sold. I don't know for what reason, but
That is definitely a weird fact. Have you overcome that fear now?
Yes. No, I did not take any of the racist undertones that my parents
See, I used to love to go to Mexico when I was younger. Now, I personally, you won't cut me dead going there because I am actually more scared of it now because I used to have a couple bad stories about that. Save that for another time, though.
Yeah. What about you? Tell me something weird about you or them.
A weird fact about me, and I don't know why this happens, but every single time, unless I'm at work, I don't know, maybe sometimes I do it at work too, but every time I go to the bathroom to do a number 2, I slowly start taking off all my clothes. I don't understand why. It'll start with just, okay, I'm going to take my shirt off because I'm getting down to business, all right? And then all of a sudden, I just do the normal sit down thing, and then I'm like, okay, I need to flip these shoes off really quick. And all of a sudden, next thing you know, I'm just sitting there naked. And then which is weird because I put my clothes back on afterwards. I don't understand why I do that.
That seems like a lot of extra work to completely derobe in the restroom.
I feel like what the reason behind it is I need to be free. It just needs to be free flowing and needs to
natural.
I don't know. I have no idea why I do it. I need to take it back to the cavemen days.
Yeah,
that's what it
dig
is.
A hole
I use my hand. I use my hand. No, I don't. I don't. Yeah. Well, now that we got a couple fun or weird facts about ourselves.
Getting to know the best of us.
Yeah, definitely our audience is probably already turned off. They're like, yeah, these guys know. So, let's see. Did you know that today is Internet Best Friend Day?
I did not know that.
Do you know what Internet Best Friend Day is?
I mean, we looked up a little bit of it, and what I come to understand is that these people, they've met on the internet through whether it be Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and over the time of liking and commenting have become best friends. And it's a day to show that off, post your pictures on Twitter of some sort. I feel like it's kind of unusual.
I feel like it is very stupid. That's just my personal opinion. I think that a friend is not someone on the internet that you don't know. That's just my personal opinion.
I do believe that there can be, true relationships being made through conversation on the internet. There's always that scare of catfishing, but
yeah, that's exactly what I think about.
You met your wife to be online, right?
No, that's completely different. that you can't put me in that. Okay, that's exactly what we're talking about.
But I mean,
but the thing is, I actually it wasn't strictly internet though. We met on the internet, and now we're not internet
friends.
Married.
Yeah.
We're not internet fiancés. We're actually live together and we're having a child together. So I mean, Don't get me wrong. I still even think that is a little bit weird, but I'm guilty of it. So I mean, I can't think it's too weird. But then again, I'm a very weird person in general.
Yes.
So
I think it's cool because these people, they're making they're making friends. The only part I find a little off is that most of them, like, you see the comments like, oh, we've only met once 6 years ago, or we've been friends for 8 years and we're finally going to meet each other. Like, why now? Like, why don't you guys become like actual friends? What's hiding behind the screen? Why are we doing that?
The only reason why I can say it makes sense is if someone lives in New York and the other person lives over here in San Diego. Then I could be like, okay, that's weird. You happen to randomly connect with someone over there, and sadly, that's the only person you feel like, or maybe not the only person, but feel like you have a very strong connection with that person. I don't see it as a real friendship because, like, I see it as if you have a friend, you hang out with them. You don't like go home and be like, oh, okay, I can't wait to Facebook my friend or Skype with them or whatever. Like, I guess a friendship can be just talking, but I like to go out and do stuff with my friends. Whether it's go to a concert or have them over for dinner, or it's the face-to-face thing in general. That's how it is for me. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like society nowadays is definitely hidden behind screens, computers, phones, whatever it is.
It's just crazy what's going on nowadays.
And you're connecting to this person online because you are definitely scared to put yourself out there, and it's a security blanket, but you can turn off all your devices and go outside and put yourself out there and find a friend that way. But however people are doing it, if they're feeling connected, it's a good thing.
Yeah, at least they don't feel alone.
Yes.
I just think that there's so much more to life than technology. Don't get me wrong, technology is amazing, and I can't believe like how far we're coming, and it just seems like every month or every day there's something new coming out. You're like, wow, I never thought about that, and that makes so much easier certain things. But then again, it comes down to the point where a couple of people that I know, their kids, like, they get mad if you take away their tablets. They don't know what going outside is. First of all, I don't even have a tablet. I want a tablet. Like, I mean, my fiance is shaking her head. No, I don't need one.
My son, he has an iPod Touch, and he's definitely very active. He's in running club. He loves soccer. He's been getting into basketball recently, but he definitely loves his games. Yeah. And that's the first thing I go to. Like, you don't want to brush your teeth. How about we take away the iPod for a week? And it's nice because it's a gambling tool, but
yeah, but see, at least your kid is active.
You have to have a balance.
I can understand that. Don't get me wrong. I played video games when I was growing up, but it didn't 100% consume my life. Like, kids nowadays are like, I'm not saying you and your kid. I'm just saying in general, like, a good portion of the world nowadays is pretty much contributing to, like, I guess child obesity or laziness. I don't know exactly what it is.
And that's a whole hell of a topic on its own.
Yeah,
but,
that's very true.
Our generation, which is like, we're mid-20s, like, we're not even that old. But when we were kids, when we were that age, we'd be out until the street lights came on. Mm-hmm. And that's when you're supposed to go home. And at that point, you still didn't even want to go inside. You wanted to keep playing.
Yeah. And you called it playing, too. It's like, what are you going to do? We're going to play.
You're going to go out and play.
What is playing? What are you going to do that's playing? Who knows what it is?
Yeah.
The playing is a very broad subject.
Yeah.
Speaking about kids actually getting out, so I just heard of a story about 4 teens that got sent to the hospital because they were out at a house party because it's the end of the school year. Mm-hmm. I guess parents threw their kids a party. And so it was, I believe, I didn't get too detailed in the story, but I believe it was a mom and a dad, and they live on a ranch, and they said, hey, invite all your high school friends. Mm-hmm. And they supplied the alcohol.
That's ridiculous.
What is your take on that?
Well, do you know where this was? Where did it?
I think it was down in like Otay Mesa area.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I
saw it on the map. It said Tijuana River or something like that. So I would guess if you're not in Tijuana, that's as close as you get to Tijuana. So,
it's very, I don't know. I'm on a teeter-totter with it because I didn't necessarily grow up with the strictest standards, and I was given alcohol in my parents' home at a very young age. So, and it was, it was fun to me, and I don't feel as if it ever really affected me. I don't have like issues with drinking now, but as now that I'm a mother and thinking about letting my child drink, it scares me because I don't want to bring him to that, but I know that's, such, I don't know how to say it. It's big in society now.
Yeah, I definitely understand where you're coming from. For me, my view on it is I've known parents, and I know that I've had conversations with people that their thought is if they're doing it at our house, at least we get to monitor them. Now, I think in this case, though, that was bad monitoring. Like, you should never let your underage child get to that point, or especially their friends. You should never let them get there. Like, think about it. You are in charge. Like, don't get me wrong.
What are they giving them? Just bottles and bottles of hard liquor?
I don't know. Everclear?
There's a difference of you're graduating high school, here's a beer.
Yeah, there's definitely a difference with that. Yeah, so I think that the alcohol thing in general, like me growing up, I don't see me saying, hey son, it's okay to drink. I'm not going to say it's not okay. I'm going to let my kid do what he wants, but I'm not going to be going out and buying my kid and his friend 30 packs or anything like that. But it also is, I would much rather have them be drinking at home than like me at a park where, first of all, like drinking at a park is, first of all, the worst idea because that's where you get the most trouble.
Yeah.
If you're drinking on the corner, on your street corner, you get in much less trouble than if you're drinking at a park where kids already are, even though you are a kid. You'll actually get much more trouble with that. And don't let me get started on urinating at a park.
I remember when I was a kid hanging out at parks at night, it wasn't, that big of a thing. Like, a park's a park. But now they get patrolled all the time. And, no matter what area you're in, if it's bad area or, North County, Rancho Bernardo, nice area, it's, they don't let you be there after dark because that's where all the bad stuff happens.
Oh, yeah.
But it's really sad that they ended up in the hospital, and now these parents, I'm assuming they love their kid unconditionally, and they're going to have that on their conscience. So hopefully it's a sign to new parents like us and people that are thinking about letting their kids do that, to keep it under control or rethink your idea of letting them drink that early, because kids don't have the concept of when to stop. Like, it's just fun. They want more and more.
Well, I feel like at that age it's a competition too.
Yes. And like my son last night when he was getting watched by my sister, and she went to sleep and he stayed up and had, package after package after package of fruit roll-ups. And I came home to all the trash, and he immediately apologized to me. Like, I'm so sorry, I ate all of them. But in the time when no one's around,
your son apologized to you?
Yeah, he felt really bad. I'm like, I didn't think about it. They were just really good. And it's like, if same thing with high school kids drinking.
How many did he have?
Good. I don't know. Like, I want to say maybe like 6.
6? That's a lot of intake of sugar. Like,
and he's
that is fruit by the foot.
55-pound little kid eating so much sugar, and I'm like really conscious about like how much sugar he gets because he gets really hyper. So it's very hard for me to see that, but they just don't have the sense of when to stop, and it has to be highly monitored. In my opinion, or not at all, which is preferable for everybody.
My thing is, you don't want to push your kids away and make them. I don't know. It's a tough situation for me to explain, but I don't think you want to be like, because I see some of my family. There's one side of my family that was extremely strict, and they weren't allowed to do literally anything. Their parents needed to know where they were doing, what they were doing, this and that. Don't get me wrong, they actually were raised extremely well, and they're actually both very smart kids. They have very, very good manners and everything like that. We're all adults now, but I know that they weren't pretty much allowed to do anything. They weren't allowed to go to parties unless like there was 15 chaperones, like, or unless their parents were the chaperones, and they weren't even allowed to stay the night at my house because they didn't know what I don't know.